Now let us start with the study of topic infertility. Infertility means unable to produce children. A number of couples all over the world, even including India, are facing infertility. Moreover, in India, mostly female are blamed for this infertility. However, it is not always true because this problem can be both in male or female. That is, the infertility can be both in male or female. And so for this reason, the females should not only blame for this infertile procedure. However, the infertility clinics are built up the main function of such clinics, that is infertility clinic, helps in diagnosing and curing these disorders and helping these type of couples to have children. Thus, the infertility clinic adopts the method of art that is known as assisted reproductive technology. Thus, ART or assisted reproductive technology can be considered as a method or a technique that is used by infertility clinics for the couples that could be assisted to have children by curing their infertility. The common methods that are employed to carry out the art includes mainly three. First, in vitro fertilization. Which can be said as IVF. Now, what does exactly happen in vitro fertilization? In this method basically means fertilization outside the body. That is, the fertilization process that takes place outside the body, carried out specialized with the infertility clinic, is known as in vitro fertilization. It can be considered as the most effective form of art. Apart from that, in this method, the woman's fallopian tube are blocked or when a man produces very few sperms. That is, the IVF can be employed in such situations where the fallopian tube of women gets blocked or a man produces little or few sperms. In such cases, that is in case of in vitro fertilization, doctors treat the woman with a drug that is specific in nature and causes ovaries to produce multiple eggs. Thus, after this multiple egg formation, with time these eggs get matured. So, after maturation, these eggs are removed from the woman. That is, it is taken outside the body of woman and they are artificially kept in lab along with the man's sperm under specialized conditions. In this manner, that the mating of egg and sperm occurs where after 3 to 5 days, that is after 3 to 5 days of mating, healthy embryos are then implanted. That is implanted within the woman's uterus. Since in this case the fertilization takes place outside the body, such a type is known as in vitro fertilization. Then comes the second type of art method known as ZIFT. ZIFT abbreviates for zygote intrafallopian transfer. Such a method is also known as tubal embryo transfer. Now, this method is almost similar to the IVF, that is in vitro fertilization, except that the fertilization that takes place in laboratory with the development of young embryo is transferred to the fallopian tube instead of uterus. That takes place in vitro fertilization method. Thus, the transfer of young embryo occurs to the fallopian tube instead of uterus. Then following it comes the third type of method, that is gift. which abbreviates for gastro or gamete intrafallopian transfer. In this method, the transferring of eggs and sperms into the woman's fallopian tube occurs. Thus, till now, this procedure is almost same to that of ZIP, that is previous one. The only difference between two is that the previous one, that is ZIP procedure, takes place outside the body, that is the fertilization takes place outside the body, while in this case, fertilization takes place in woman's body, that is within the body. Thus, these three methods, that is in vitro fertilization, ZIP and GIP, are the basic methods or the common methods of ART, that is assisted reproductive technology. However, apart from this, there are also a few exceptions, which involves the use of donor eggs, that is the eggs from a foreign body or from another woman. These use of donor eggs merges with the donor sperm that results into the formation of frozen embryos. As said earlier, these donor eggs are sometimes used for the women who cannot produce eggs. Also, donor eggs or donor sperm are sometimes used when the woman or man has genetic disease that can be passed on to the baby. As a result of this, an infertile woman or a couple may also use these donor eggs, which is legalized in a country like India. Thus, this results into the formation of embryos from the donor egg or donor sperm by the infertility treatment, which is then transferred to the uterus. However, the child that is born due to this infertility treatment, that is using donor sperms and eggs, cannot be genetically identical or genetically related with their parent. Thus, this is all about the ART or assisted reproductive technology.